So this past weekend, there were multiple mass shootings, not just in the United States. There was also one out in Australia. And I started to receive a lot of messages about what should you do if you ever find yourself in a mass shooting type situation. There's a lot of things that you have to take into account. Who are you with? Where are you located? What type of event are you at? Do you have anything on you that you could use to protect yourself? There's a lot of variables that you have to take into account, so it's a very complex answer. What I can tell you, though, are a few things that you should be doing every single time you arrive somewhere, and just make a mental note of these things so that you can be as prepared as possible, so that if you do find yourself in a situation such as a mass shooting, you know exactly what you need to be doing. And that first starts off with knowing where every single exit is located, not just a primary exit. Make note of all the backups, make note of any fire escapes, back doors, back windows, literally anything that could get you out of your current location. Make a mental note of that, and also make a mental note of whichever ones are closest to where you are sitting, standing, or positioned as a whole. Secondly, make a mental note of anything that you could use to take cover should you not be able to access an exit for whatever reason, because again, you don't want to just be standing out in the open. So if you can't get to an exit, know exactly where you need to go to take cover. And last but not least, make a mental note of everything that's around you that you could use as a potential weapon. Now, if you're carrying something and you're allowed to carry something, that's a different story. However, if you're at like a school or somewhere where you're not necessarily allowed to bring weapons, make a mental note of anything that you could use as a weapon to protect yourself. Because again, if we can't run away, we have to lock ourselves down and barricade ourselves. And then ultimately, we might be forced to fight and get hands-on. And you want to make sure that you have something in your hand that you can use to apply damage. If you can make those mental notes every single time you arrive somewhere, you will give yourself a little bit of an advantage so that if shit hits the fan and you need to react in a moment's notice, you know exactly what you need to do. And that preparedness could be the difference between you surviving this attack or not. The key for this, though, is making sure that whoever you are with knows this game plan and that you all stick together.